Good Monday morning, everybody. I hope everybody had a great weekend. I didn't do anything but sit around and watch football because it was really cold over the weekend here, and it's another frosty one here this morning. So it is supposed to warm up a little bit today, and then later on in the week it's supposed to get up to like 75. Like the high on Saturday here in Myrtle Beach was like 37, and then by like Thursday it's supposed to be 75. I don't know, it's weird here. But anyway, we're out on a mulching job, and I think it's going to be a pretty easy one, but might be interesting. So we've got a good bit of work to do. We're doing a day rate. We're just going to try to get as much done in here as a day. I think we're going to get pretty close to being done because it's looks like it's mostly pretty light stuff until we get to the very back. So let's take a quick look at what we got, and we'll get started. And as you can see, it's frosty out this morning. It has warmed up about 37. It was 23 when I left the house this morning. That's chilly for here. So we got this property. This is where we're gonna start, right here in this little front. There's a little berm here. It looks like where somebody came in here and cleared this with a dozer and just kind of pushed up a berm right here. This is probably the thickest part until we get to the backs right here in the front. So mulch all this down, and then basically this is kind of like goes back that way, and then I'm not really gonna mess with this broom straw out here. You can get that with a lawnmower, but right behind that broom straw right there starts getting a little more, I guess it's just kind of briar. It's really just briars and very light brush. And then there's some gum trees in the very back. The property line is right there where that horse fence is right there. There's a horse over there. And it kind of goes back in an angle like that a little bit. I'll need Onyx to try to find that, but that's what we're doing. So I'm gonna go ahead and start here at the front, and we'll start knocking this stuff down and see how much we can get done in here today. I think we'll get a pretty good bit done. We might get all of it, so let's see, and we'll get it done. By the way, I got the TMC out here. We've got brand new knives on here, have not been used yet, so really excited to see what brand new knives do today. It's been a while since I've run some new knives on this thing, so got all of them replaced, and I got the 120, and so yeah, should be a fun day. I think I got stuck right there. I was trying to go up that hill. It felt like the ass end bottomed out. I didn't get out and check it, but luckily I was able to keep going and just climb myself over that hill, but that was sketchy. We got a little bit of a drainage swale here. I'm trying to get of it what I can. Luckily it kind of shallows out as we go back up this way. I'm gonna try to get as much of this down as I can. That's the worst of it down in that hole. I'm gonna try to get that last little bit, but we'll just keep moving along this line and just get what we can of this. Now that it's getting a little more shallow, I'm gonna try to go this way with it and see what we can get. All right, a little mid-job progress report. Good news and bad news. Good news is all of this went really well, really easily. Got all that pretty much taken care of. Bad news is all this down in here is wet. And when I say wet, it's really wet. Like, that's a mud hole. Yeah, that's soupy. And it's wet. I mean, and even some of these where it looks dry is wet. So all of this in here is going to be a no-go. Good news is it really doesn't have to be mulched. I mean, it's mostly just broom straw. There's a little bit of slash in there, but I mean, it's so old that it really is just like powder, and you hit it and it just turns to powder. It's nothing hard. So good news is this is all just bush hog work, but it is just a low, wet, soupy hole in here. I mean, look at the size of some of these holes in here. And I wonder if some of this is from the ruts when they logged this, maybe, because this has been logged. I don't know. I mean, this is a low area, but it's really holding a lot of water, more than it should be, in my opinion. So it's a soupy mess. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go over here to this virgin area right here and start where this stuff gets a little worse, because this all is high through here. Now it may drop off back there, but we'll do what we can. And if I'm not able to do a full day out here, I'll, you know, we just won't charge her for a full day rate. You know, I'll charge her for however many hours I get. But when I walk this, I mean, I walked all through there and through here a little bit. I did not see any of this, you know, but even if I had, there wouldn't be anything I could do about it. So I don't know, because this was mulched. She told me all of this had been mulched before, and that's why it was clear. And then the guy, you know, I guess they paid him for a day, and this was what, so all of this is what she told me was all of this out here used to look like that. And then they paid a guy to come out here and they paid him a day to mulch, and that looks about right or so. And so this has just been volunteering back up, so that's why it wasn't that bad. But he never got any of that, and that's kind of what she really wanted to concentrate on, if we could get to it. So, and I figured we could, because all of this was just so light. I mean, I did all of this. That's easily an acre, you know. Probably, I think we did that in about right at 3 hours, you know. So that's not too bad, because I told her I'd probably get, you know, assuming all of this was dry, I was like, yeah, we could probably do an acre and a half in here a day easily. So we'll see if we can get all up in there, start knocking some of that out, and try to stay on the dry ground. The property line goes back to about where that tree line is back there. So we'll keep working it, see what we get. back this way, so I'm gonna try to work this back, you know, where I'm backing up into high ground, so if I do get stuck, I'll be backing up, or at least if it gets a little soft, I'll back up into high ground and get myself out of trouble and not into trouble. So obviously this was logged at some point. It looks like it was logged for hardwoods, because there are some massive poplar, like this is a poplar right here. There's some big old poplar stumps in here. Pine too. I mean, I think it was logged for a little bit of everything, honestly. But I've seen poplar, gum, oak, pine, and some of them are pretty decent size. What happens is when they log these areas like this, especially these low areas, those big trees take massive amounts of water out of the ground every day. But once they're gone, they don't do that anymore, and the ground tends to hold a lot more water after the trees are gone. A lot more. People just don't understand how much water like big trees take out of the ground. There's a stump right now. We'll try to grind it down a little more. Oh, there it is. You guys can't see it, but that's all water right there. Cold water. The good news is most of this stuff's pretty small. It is pretty clumped together, but it's basically one pass in and one pass back, and it's pretty much mulch. There's a couple of, obviously there's stumps here and there that I'm having to grind down as best I can, but for the most part, this stuff is one over, one back, and it's pretty much done. And that is the real beauty of this TMC Kinsella mulcher. It's just so efficient into taking this material, just one over and one back. Anything about 4 inches and less, it's one over, one back, and it's mulch. Pieces here that I didn't get. I don't know how this lady is going ground. Where's Steven Seagal when you need him? Hold on, drop my phone. There we go. Done here than what I thought. That's some good news. This is mostly pretty high ground. In here. Beat me up pretty good. But that's kind of what we're doing. We're just kind of working this line right here as best we can, and we'll see how much of this I can get done. Probably about to where I stop right there, about the best we're going to be able to do. All right. Good news is I didn't get stuck, and I got a good bit of this area that's never been done before done. It started probably right about in there, and we got a good bit done. Really happy with that. Bad news is I was not able to get a full day in here because I've done pretty much all I can do as far as being how wet it is. A lot of birds in here, really pretty. This all goes down into low. I just about got stuck right there. That all goes down into wetness. There's water all back in there. And then I tried to see if I could get to the corner. And I worked my way down in through here. And there's just a massive rut, something right there. This is all wet in here. It's just a big swamp. It just turns into a swamp back here. And it's probably all rutted up from when the loggers come through. And logged it when they brought the skidders through here, and just probably rut. That's probably what that is a rut. So get off me, briars. So I tried to get through there. That ain't happening. I don't even know if I could do this with the Mini, even when it's dry. Maybe, but it'd be intense. Those are pretty decent sized gum trees and poplar trees, and they're pretty thick in there. I mean, it's doable if it was dry, but it would have to be done with the Mini. And this is where I'm at, in these low areas in the low country, where we have a lot of swamps and stuff here. Even this far inland, I mean, I'm 40 miles from the ocean. There's a lot of swamps and stuff out here everywhere. And this is where an excavator, you know, especially if you had something on metal tracks, you know, with a mulcher could come right through here, and the mud would not really bother it. And you can mulch, because see what that thing is, anything you want to mulch, you have to track over, and then you start making ruts and gouges, and then you start sinking down because you're disturbing the ground over what you're trying to mulch, and you just get stuck and buried. But if you were taking an excavator through there, especially like a big one, like that Volvo 300 I ran, yeah, it's heavy, but it's on wide pads, it's on metal tracks, and you can try to find the dry areas, you know, or the drier areas through there, track through there, and then you can just sweep out and mulch, you know, 30 feet. You know, you can mulch a swath 60 foot wide through there, you know, and not have to drive the actual machine over the areas that you're mulching, which is really nice. So, but we got a good bit done in here. We had every bit of an acre in here, at least. I mean, that's a huge chunk all the way back through in here, and then all that stuff in the front. So every bit of an acre got done in here easily. So I'm happy with that, but I'm not going to be able to charge her a full day rate in here. I'm going to have to definitely just knock some off and just charge for my hours. So she wanted a day rate to do as much as I could, and I pretty much did as much as I could. We got close to a day, but I did what I could. But it's not worth to try to go in there and do more and get stuck, and then I'll be in even worse trouble than I'm already at now. So, so no use beating your head against the wall. But yeah, this was a good project. If it dries up, it would, but I think that's just a swamp. I mean, I think you see the hardwoods back in there. you know, that typically tells me that's water. So that's probably just a big swamp back in there. Well, did what we could. I'll give her a call. We'll take some pictures and give her a call. And more stuff to come this week. It looks like it's gonna be mostly dry until I think Friday, and that's not a whole lot of rain, so stay tuned. We got more stuff to come. TMC did great in here today. Man, these new teeth just chew stuff up, son. New teeth. I did hit a piece of metal up there at the front, but I don't think it got anything too bad. A couple of the teeth might have gotten a little chipped on the edges, but all in all, she's still looking really good. Oh, I can't turn it, it's on the ground. But all right, well, hope you guys enjoyed it. More stuff to come, and I will check you guys on the next one. Bye, everybody.